Well, hey guys, Dave here, and I wanted to make this video because lately, have y'all been paying attention to this stuff in the news? This little boy, well, I call him a little boy because he's a little boy to me, but he was a teenager, shot in the head because he went to pick up his brothers, but he went to the wrong house. And then the story of this girl that was out with her friends, they were going to try to find a friend's house and they turned up the wrong driveway, and the homeowner unloaded on him and killed the poor girl in the car. It's like Fox News is turning white men into pussies. Fox News, the right wing, has got white men, especially white men like me, old white guys with gray hair and crap, scared to death, and these dudes are just unloading. But the thing that I wanted to talk about, as much as all of that shit pisses me to hell off, what I wanted to talk about, and I've never heard anybody say this, and I was thinking about it last night. When you look at the Second Amendment starts off, a well-regulated militia necessary to the safety of a free state, the citizens' right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. We all know that. We've heard that by gun nuts ad nauseum. But the thing that I wanted to talk about was the very beginning of that. Not they always like to focus on the shall not be infringed part, but I want to focus on the well-regulated militia. And I don't even want to get into the things about we have a standing army now, we have the National Guard, we don't use militias anymore. Let's push that aside. What I want to talk about is the well-regulated part. Now, if you look up the definition of regulated, regulations are rules. They're rules. So I don't understand how anybody who is a big Second Amendment freak doesn't understand the concept of rules. When the founders wrote the Second Amendment, they wrote at the very beginning, a well-regulated militia. Think about that for a minute. A well-regulated. I think that some people, when they hear that, they don't actually know what regulated, actually what the definition is. And I think that they're thinking that that means like a well-trained or a well-armed militia, but it actually doesn't. If you look up the definition of regulated, regulated means rules and governing laws over a action or a system. So I think what the founding fathers were saying was that, yes, back then especially, they needed militias to protect states, and they wanted the citizens to be armed, but they also wanted rules, because regulations are just that, they're rules. So what I don't understand is, why does everybody freak out when we need to make rules? And I think that we also need to make these, not even mass shootings, but just these guys that you walk up to somebody's front door and they just start unloading. What the freak? Are they going to start killing the pizza man next? Are they going to start killing the Amazon driver? Are they going to start, I know especially in my neighborhood, man, I have people hanging shit on my doors all the time. I have people, especially now in the springtime, wanting to mow my yard. Or I had somebody hanging something about getting your pet groomed. What am I supposed to do? Shoot through my door and kill all of these people? That's where we need regulations, rules. It's cool, have your guns. But people will say, well, we already have regulations, we have laws. But that's the problem. Our militia is not well regulated, because we don't require any training. Now, we used to, and that was only to carry a concealed weapon, but I think that we need to have where any person, if you want to own a gun, because owning a gun is a privilege, And I think that if you want to own a gun, I think that on a yearly basis, you should have to go to at least a one-day class on what the laws are, what you can and can't do. Make sure that you can handle the weapon. Make sure that you know how to secure the weapon. That is being well regulated. Training, education. I think a lot of people just have this idea in their mind that if anybody comes up to their house because of castle doctrines and all this crap, that you can just kill them. Well, from my reading of the laws is, it says that you don't have to retreat, but you have to be in danger. How is a kid coming up to your door, knocking on your door, putting your life in danger? How is a girl and her friends lost, accidentally turning around in your driveway, danger? I don't understand this. I don't understand gun owners who are so freaking afraid of everything. It literally is Fox News and the right-wing media that have pushed this narrative. Yes, there are homeless problems in this country. Yes, there are homeless problems. Yes, there are gang problems in this country. But many white people, and especially old white men like me, see things on the news and we just freak out. We're like, oh my God, they're coming to kill me, so I need to lock myself behind 20 inches of steel door, and if you even touch my, doorbell, I'm gonna blast you. And it's so fucked up, man, how life has changed. I remember when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, man, we used to ring people's doorbells and run away, and you never had to worry about that. Now, everybody is, I think the reason why is because the people that owned homes and were older back then were people that actually served in combat, World War II veterans. They've had bullets whizzing past their heads 1,000 times possibly. Now, all of the old dudes, like myself, I'll be 50 next year. I didn't serve in the military. I don't want to serve in the military, and I've never been in a war zone. So, every little thing to me is a threat. And I think that's what's with a lot of these white guys. So I think that we need to maybe quit focusing on the shall not be infringed part and focus more on the well-regulated part. Because right now, in America, our militia is not well-regulated. And I think that we need to create more stringent laws. I think that as a parent, and I'm a parent, I have a daughter, I think in cases of teenage mass shootings, of school shootings, I think the parents should be charged. I agree with that. I believe that 100%. I think if the kid is under the age of 21 years old, the parents hold a responsibility and should be charged the same as if they had pulled the trigger. I really believe that. I believe that we need to educate people and explain to them that if you unload on somebody and it's proven that your life was not in danger, like this one guy that shot this boy, he shot him through the door, and then when the kid was laying on the ground, came up and shot him again in the arm. Automatic death penalty. Automatic. Even if the kid doesn't die, automatic death penalty. In Florida, they're passing laws making automatic death penalties for pedophiles. I'm cool with that. So let's make automatic death penalties for people that unlawfully and maliciously discharge their weapon in an unsafe manner. I agree with that. Have all the AR-15s you want, but if you break the fucking rules, you're going to prison for life or you're going to go die at the fucking lethal injection. And that way we can get our militias regulated. Because right now, the militias that we have in this country, the average people are just running wild. There is no regulation. And we need to regulate our militias. Thank you.